Hey, what's up? So in this video, I'm going to talk about how the Vision Pro has actually simplified my life and saved me a little bit of money in the long run. So I've had it about 10 months now, and I've used it every single day pretty much. And I've used it for productivity, for entertainment, for all sorts of things. I've definitely incorporated it into my day-to-day life. And it's gotten to the point now where I almost feel like I actually couldn't live without it. And a review on that is coming soon enough. But in this video, I'm just going to talk about how it simplified my life. So let's jump right in.
This intro intentionally left blank.
So before getting my Vision Pro, I actually always needed to buy a Mac Studio for work and then a MacBook for personal / travel kind of use. And then normally I would also own an iPad or iPad Pro on and off. And as a matter of fact, I had an iPad Pro before I bought the Vision Pro, and then a few months afterwards, I realized what a paperweight it was, that I would not need it at all. Between an iPad, a Vision Pro, and a MacBook, it was just overkill. I did not need all those devices, and so I actually sold my iPad Pro. So I'm actually going to give you 2 reasons how it's simplified my life dramatically. So number 1 is that I actually have less Apple products. So for my day-to-day life, both for work and personal use, my Vision Pro has basically replaced my MacBook. Having both a Vision Pro and a MacBook seems very redundant. And so for my next upgrade in computers, rather than having a Mac Studio, iPad Pro, and a MacBook, I'm just going to buy a very beefed up MacBook Pro to go along with my Vision Pro. So rather than having all of those devices, I'm just going to have a very simple setup with a MacBook Pro, very upgraded for my work and also possibly for travel, things like that, to go along with my Vision Pro. Because especially now, some of you who have it, working with your MacBook Pro and the Mac Virtual Display, whether you're working wide or ultra wide, that was a complete game changer. Even though you could do Mac Virtual Display before with just one display, having that wide or ultra wide monitor just completely changed everything. It makes it so much more functional, so much more efficient. It's sharp, it's crisp, the audio comes through now, and it's just a great device. And so anytime I use just my MacBook on its own anymore, which is extremely rare, it just seems like such a small kind of puny display, when I could just use it in conjunction with my Vision Pro and have this giant awesome display that makes me much more efficient and much more productive. And so number 2 is that I honestly could care less about very nice TVs or monitors anymore. So right now, for my main work system, I actually have a pro level 27-inch BenQ monitor, and then I have a second monitor that's a 24-inch monitor, and I have a 55-inch OLED HDR 4K TV, and obviously all of those were pretty expensive. I think I spent around $4,000 on all 3 of those. My TV I think was about $2,500, and then my BenQ monitor was in the $1,000 range because it is a pro level monitor for my work. And then I had the additional 24-inch second display. So with that being said, in my house, no one really cares whether our TV is 4K, HDR, OLED, HD, or whatever, except for me. And so for any sort of like family, movie night, friends coming over, they don't care about it either. I think just an average, cheaper end 4K TV will be more than enough. And that goes for, also my sound system. I will most likely not ever really care about buying a very high-end sound system because my Vision Pro has become my personal entertainment system. Whenever I watch the movies that I want to watch, I put it on, and anyone who owns it knows that you get this massive, giant theater in all sorts of different locations with really great sound. So for any sort of movie watching, anything that I would want to do, I always go to my Vision Pro, and I've been doing that for the past 10 months, the entire time that I've owned it. So with that being said, in the long run, it's actually going to be saving me a little bit of money because rather than me going out and say spending $2,500 and researching and watching reviews and things to try to find the most amazing TV, I think for my uses at home, now that I have the Vision Pro, just going out and buying just a regular old, $400 or $500 4K TV will be more than fine for a movie night with my wife, my daughter, or friends and family. And the same thing goes for, honestly, a sound system. I think I'll be able to just buy a pretty nice, mid-range sound bar or sound system versus doing all this research and buying a very expensive sound bar or sound system. They don't really care, friends and family don't really care when we're watching a movie. It's more about just hanging out together than is that image a pristine, beautiful 4K HDR OLED. No one cares. So the only person who cared was me, and now that I have my Vision Pro, I can get all of that or even better quality when I'm watching a movie. Also, in being optimistic, I love the idea of, in the future, more people owning Vision Pros, and if I have any sort of meeting, like it'll most likely be remote, then I'll be able to put on my Vision Pro wherever the other person is in the world. They can put on their Vision Pro and we'll be able to look at the same images, the same photos, the same movies, the same files, as if we're sitting next to each other on a giant screen if needed, or whatever size screen we want. Okay, so that's it. Let me know in the comments if it has simplified your life and do you think it's going to change your buying habits in the future. So again, this is a new channel. Like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later.